Hello Jurassic fans, welcome back to another Jurassic World Hammond Collection review. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Jurassic World Hammond Collection Troodon here. Now this is a interesting release because Troodon never appears in any of the films. However, it did appear in Jurassic Park the game, which released in 2011 and was developed by Telltale. Now, my extent of that game was watching the Gaming Beavers playthrough when I was in middle school, so I don't remember much of it, but it's a cool kind of reference to that game, and it also kind of looks like the evolution design. It's another small dinosaur of the small dinosaurs that they could have done in the line, and it's a cool little reference. However, this render, I've already spoken about this render. This is a Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor that they Troodonified. Too bad they couldn't use an actual render because it looks nothing like the figure, but that's beside the point. Side of the box continues the render. On the back of the box, you've got nice pictures of the toy, and it looks pretty great. Troodons are small carnivores with big eyes, sharp teeth, and a poisonous bite. After releasing their venom, Troodons use their speed to take down much larger prey. Then they were venomous in Jurassic Park the game, as well as Jurassic World Evolution. So, it's cool that they reference that, and then you got the same terrible render here. They should have just used the Jurassic Park the game render. You got the generic Jurassic World logo. I get why they didn't use the Jurassic Park the game renders. Telltale is long dead. So, yeah, that's the box. There's a UPC code, and we're going to go ahead and crack Troodon out of the box. So here's our Troodon out of the box, and initial thoughts, this is very comparable to the Hammond Collection Gallimimus as far as a size. I honestly thought it would be a little bit smaller and more awkward, but this is pretty comparable to that Gallimimus figure, so that's pretty neat. Troodon itself is a very unique and controversial dinosaur because the validity of it is under fire currently. The most recent paper I read, Troodon is a valid genus of dinosaur, but some people claim that it is no longer valid, that it is some other species that the remains have been accredited to. But the most recent paper I read says it's a dinosaur, so we're gonna just call it what it is. So here's Troodon. It's this weird kind of amalgamation of how it looks in Jurassic Park the game as well as Jurassic World Evolution, and they've also just kind of done their own take on it. It's very unique looking for sure. What I do love is these milky glass eyes that look just like how they did in Jurassic Park the game. You can see, it's hard to see, but there is a pupil in here. It's not just a white eye, which I like. And the detail is really nice on this guy. There's no reuse on this figure. It's an entirely new figure as far as I can tell. Maybe some of the parts are reused. I'm sure they might have some parts from the Gallimimus on here. And then these feet are obviously Velociraptor feet. I think they're actually the Pyroraptor feet. But another Dromaeosaurid for the line is for sure. I don't even know if it is a Dromaeosaurid. I'll double check it. It's cool though for sure. My jaw is at a bit of an angle, which is a little frustrating, but I'm sure I can work it out. There we go. And yeah, Troodon. Just taking a look at this guy, it's a very nice and impressively detailed figure. They've got this kind of air jet brushing on the digital printing on here, which looks great, and it continues pretty much all the way down the tail. The brightish orangish red pops, and you've got a little bit of the airbrushing on the feathers, pycnofibers. You've got the gray airbrushing and the orange. The head just has the gray airbrushing, but you do have that orange there. The teeth are great. They look sharp. They're individually sculpted and they're painted well, as you can see. The head is nice looking. It's pretty well articulated. The head will move up and down, pretty far down actually. The jaw is articulated so you can get it to bite and all that fun stuff. The arms do move back and forth. You can see they also do move out and away from the body. And then you've got bends at the elbows, so you can get it to kind of do some unique poses. I'm sure you can get this really in a kind of creepy kind of pose. The neck is articulated, it'll move up and down as well as rotate, which is always good. The legs are the same deal as your standard affair. They'll move back and forth. They will move out as well, in and out. The knees will bend and rotate, as well as the ankle will pivot and rotate, all that good stuff. And then the tail will move side to side, rotate, and it is a bendy wire. And yeah, it's a little hard to kind of get stand out of the box, but I'm sure once I really do work with it, I can get it in some kind of goofy, confused, or terrifying stalking pose. Now, this is not our first Troodon Mattel has produced. They did give us one earlier on, and this one is much more accurate to Jurassic Park the game, for sure. You know, Jurassic Park the game isn't canon anymore. We don't need to make canon looking designs. It is cool that they do pull from these non-canon games, but yeah, I definitely prefer this Troodon much more than the original. The size difference on these is very different. I'm sure I could get this Troodon in a similar pose, but just based off of this figure, I assumed off an initial reveals this would be a smaller figure. This thing's actually pretty decently sized. Let me go grab a human figure real quick. Here it is with a human figure, and as you can see, it is taller than this figure. It's very much similarly sized to the Gallimimus, which I did not initially expect. So as far as a verdict on this Troodon, just based off the box and the initial reveal, wasn't super stoked for this one. Having it in hand, this is a fantastic little figure, and it's definitely going to bring a lot of life to my shelf. I like how, like, menacing but also cute it is, and I think that's what they were going for with Jurassic Park the game, and they definitely captured that here. For being the second video game inspired figure, the other one being the Irritator, which appeared in Jurassic Park 3 Park Builder on the Game Boy Advance. This one is a definitely more, not like a nostalgia pandering, but this is definitely like a cool niche kind of reference here. They didn't have to do it. They could have done an original Troodon, but they definitely harken back to Jurassic Park the game and the Evolution games as well. So I'm fairly happy with this one. These TrueFX figures are detailed. It is going to lose a couple of points. I'll probably take off. This is a really good figure. I'm not going to give it the 10 out of 10 though, because it is missing that nail paint and finger paint. If it did have those, I would give it a 10 out of 10. However, it is missing those aspects, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. This is a solid figure. I recommend you pick it up for sure. This is going to be such a fun figure, and if you can get multiples, you can have a really cool pack of Troodons. The size is impressive on this one. Detail in the paint is impressive. Just a couple little flaws that are going to bring it down a little bit. But let me know what you think of the Troodon, and I'll see you guys in the next episode where we'll finally be finishing off this smaller wave of Hammond Collection figures with the Stiggy Moloch. Anyway, take it easy, have a great rest of your day, and take care.